And our first main topic today gets submitted to us by April V. And April V writes, "Hello, John. With all the discussion going on about Moon Knight, there seems to be an assumption that Moon Knight is coming back, just not in a Moon Knight Season 2. My question is, why do we assume that? If the plan was to take Marc further than just Season 1, then why didn't Marvel just sign Oscar Isaacs to just one season of TV and not also a movie deal? I guess what I'm asking is, why are we all so confident that Moon Knight is coming back at all?" All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, April. And yeah, we've been talking a lot on the show lately about, obviously, Moon Knight. Moon Knight just had its finale. I really like the show. Was not big on the finale, to be honest with you, but I like the show overall. But we then started to debate. Is it a one-shot? Is it going to be multiple seasons? Disney submitted it as a limited series at the Emmys, which would suggest that it's a one and done according to their rules. But then in the final trailer they put out, they didn't say series finale, it said season finale, which got people guessing. Then yesterday, the producer came out and said, or no, it was Oscar Isaacs came out and said, yeah, no, there's no plans for a season 2. So that seems to put it to rest. But why do we assume then that he's going to come back in some other way? Well, so far, Kevin Feige hasn't really had hasn't leaned towards just using a character once and not going back, particularly a character that they really focus on. So we've kind of assumed that. But apparently they do have more plans because the producer of Moon Knight just kind of put it out saying that there is. This is what they said. This comes to us from the folks over at CBR who write the following. Speaking to Marvel.com, consulting producer Sarah Gorer all but confirmed that the Fist of Khonshu will make a triumphant return. In discussing the song used in the finale's opening moments, Earl Grant's The End, Gorer suggested that Marc and Steven's story is just beginning. It's a song that says, at the end of the story, it's a story without an end. It feels truer to the show in a way. It's just the continuation, and I feel like this was the right ending. This is a story that we've only scratched the surface of, Gorer said. No ending could possibly capture a story like this. The ending is really a to be continued. And that again comes to us from the folks at CBR. All right, so we've all kind of assumed that Moon Knight was coming back. I mean, you don't bring in a Marc Spector like this. And then with the post-credit scene they had with him, right, obviously opening up a new door, we kind of thought that. So, Rob, to me, this kind of establishes, to me, certainty that they do have plans for Moon Knight moving forward. I still don't think it involves a season 2, but it could. But I think we're going to see Oscar Isaac again as Moon Knight. How do you interpret this?
Well, Oscar Isaac did get, I believe it's an executive producer credit on this show too. So I'm sure it was negotiated in his deal that it would behoove him to come back. You know, and I think for him, look, he's a movie star. And for him to just jump on over and it's an untried character in the MCU, it was a risk. You know, so I'm sure when he initially signed up, he said, okay, you know what, I'll do this. I'll try this out because he's a longtime comic book fan. He's a geek. He's a hot toy collector. You can see in his background sometimes. So I'm sure he wanted to do it, but I think he wanted to see how it went. But he left it open. Now, they didn't sign him up for a second season yet, but who's to say that they wouldn't? I mean, obviously, as a producer, he has a vested interest in the show. And moving forward in the MCU as the character, it would benefit Marvel to bring him back. You know, whether you love the show or hated it, it's certainly been a hot topic of conversation. So it's something that it's a water cooler show. People don't quite know what to make of it. Some people love it, some people don't. But it's got people talking, and he universally was. I haven't heard one person say they weren't astonished by his performance. And you've been saying he could be up for an Emmy Award for this. Rightfully so. So I think that there's probably, whenever somebody does this, look, they pre-negotiate these things. It's in his contract, whatever his salary bump would be, or however it would go into the larger, wider MCU. So we're going to see him come back. I don't quite know how, but why wouldn't they? I mean, it's only a 6-episode miniseries, right?
Well, I'm convinced he's going to get, like, if they do keep it in the best limited series category, I'll be shocked if he doesn't get a nomination for this.
It'll be interesting to see if this will be the first character that's introduced in a series that later gets their own movie.
Right.
I think with him starring, they could do just that.
Because we know we're going to see that with Ms. Marvel. Like, Ms. Marvel's going to debut in a series. Now, whether or not
That's
The
true.
Marvels is her own movie or not, but we're going to see that little bit of a jump. Christian, first of all, I never even asked you what you thought about Moon Knight, but so let me ask you in general. Number one, what were your thoughts on Moon Knight in general? But also, do you think we're going to see Oscar Isaac back as Moon Knight either in a season 2 or maybe more likely just in a movie at some point? How do you see it?
Well, first of all, I loved Moon Knight. I feel the same way you did. I thought the finale, for what they set up, I thought the 5th episode was one of the best episodes of Marvel television that I had seen. I thought that episode alone should be nominated for what he did, the emotional range,
so good
character, everything about it. I was on the edge of my seat watching it the entire time, and what I said was that to me it was untraditional Marvel television, and then it jumped into the finale, which was traditional Marvel, and it was also short. Real short, and a lot of animals running around. So with that, it was a little. I mean, I didn't mind it, but it was underwhelming compared to the power of the 5th episode. But it doesn't take away from him. But I think you guys make really good points. The thing is, though, what they have done very smart in this series, out of everything, movies, shows inside of the MCU, this didn't connect to barely anything.
No, they didn't. Yeah, which is great.
And because of that, it allows them a lot of time. Because there's other movies and other shows that it's like, well, no, we set this thing up. We got to get it back because it carries on the timeline and the phase. This doesn't, because you can wait 4, 5, 6 years. You don't want to wait that long, but you can, and it gives you time to negotiate. And for exactly that reason, don't tie it in. If we can get Oscar Isaac to commit to 6 episodes and we do it, and we can bring this character out, we can get somebody like that, do it. I do think we'll get him back because money talks, BS walks, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to offer him enough money. They're going to have a role for him that works. And if he says, yeah, that works for me, let's do another series. They set it up that you have to have another season because of the way that last season was. I mean, you could say, well, you could just leave it up to your mind as far as what happens next. But I think that there's enough there that the fans did respond to it really well. The ratings were really good. Why not bring them back? Why not have that thing? But you don't have to rush it now, because you look at something like Black Widow. Black Widow, obviously, because of the pandemic, ran into issues as far as when it had to be released. But in the timing of when that movie came out, both for us to watch it and in the timeline of the MCU, it hurt because Civil War was so gone. At that point, you're like, but they needed to get it out because to tell the story of that time and introduce Florence Pugh, and it was too late. And so they were kind of you have to release it at that point. You don't have to do that with Moon Knight. He will return, and they can do it however they want.
Guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? Do you think we'll see Moon Knight return? And if so, will it be in a Moon Knight season 2? Will it be in movie format? Somebody else's movie as a supporting character? Midnight Suns? Maybe a Moon Knight feature film? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Policy Genius. Now, when it comes to the topic of life insurance, I get it. A lot of people ask, well, why even get life insurance? Well, listen, if someone relies on you financially, whether it's a child, a parent, or a business partner, life insurance gives you peace of mind that they have a financial cushion if something were to happen to you. Policy Genius is here to help you, and they're going to make sure you pay as little for it as possible. By making it easy to compare your options from top companies, Policy Genius can help you make sure you're not paying a cent more than you have to for the coverage you need. So here's how it works. Policy Genius is your one-stop shop to find the insurance that you need at the right price. Just click in the link down in the description or head on over to policygenius.com/Campea to get started. In minutes, you can compare personalized quotes from top companies to find your lowest price. You can save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. And the process is easy because the licensed agents at Policy Genius are on hand through the entire process to help you understand your options and make decisions with confidence. Because ultimately, the Policy Genius team works for you, not for the insurance companies. And you can feel confident with Policy Genius because they don't add on extra fees. They don't sell your information to third parties, and they have thousands of 5-star reviews all across Google and Trustpilot. So again, guys, head on over to policygenius.com/Campea or click on their link down in the description below to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. And thank you again to Policy Genius for sponsoring this episode.